What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the good old Angery Nation podcast with your favorite Angery American. And tonight, in-house, the always awesome Donnie. Dun, 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 dun. And everybody else laid out but Sue. Sue came to work tonight. And big props to Sue.
Yeah. Where's Emery?
Who knows?
I don't know what happened to him, man.
I don't know. I
I
think he's
heard
out
I heard he got a new girlfriend, so I don't know.
Oh, he got a new girlfriend. Well, yeah.
Well,
I don't blame him
what he
really
looks
then.
like.
that's like number 6 since I've known him.
Well, you know,
He gets around.
he's a fetching lad to the lasses.
When he's not busy killing
When he's not-
Palestinians. When I don't slay Palestinians, I like to shake the trip the world.
Jesus. Well, you talk about the shape of the world.
Mm.
So we were just talking about the bill. So what were you saying about the bill, Sue? You think there's shit in there most people don't like?
There's still a lot of amendments that didn't get passed, or
Yep.
the Senate
Freedom
added a lot.
Protection Act got taken out.
Yeah.
That tells me that the bureaucracy is still alive and well, even in the Republican Party.
The parliamentarian the parliamentarian.
Yeah, everybody understands how that works in the Senate, right? The parliamentarian, it decides what riders and what's amendments
Get to go or no. They get the go, no go call.
Yeah.
through the committees. The committees go through her. I can't remember her name right off the top.
I
of my
have a
head.
name for her. Wait, I shouldn't say that.
Don't say it. We don't want to get
Okay,
kicked
sorry.
off.
Yeah,
YouTube.
we haven't been on. We need to get on. We need to stay on for a couple minutes before we get
Booted.
We're
We don't-
not even drinking.
We
man.
don't want to set some records tonight, even for me. All right, like this is a little early.
A little bit early.
Usually get kicked off a little bit later. So yeah, but,
But,
yeah,
any-
and then what was it? I heard she cried she cried somewhere on TV today,
Aw.
and and there was
Hold her.
there was this economic chart, and it showed it just off a fucking cliff at that moment when she cried on TV. I was just like, what the hell is this about?
Well, I mean, I
I
think
didn't get to see what happened. I'm trying to little pieces I've
I
seen.
think our theme tonight should be the weirdness in the country right now. Like the stock market's doing
A lot
well,
of weird shit.
but people aren't hiring like they should be. Like, it's
Microsoft's
people
laying
are
off
holding on.
9,000.
Yeah, even
But
Mhm.
they're laying off 9,000, but they have over 4,000 H-1B visa requests in right now.
Mm.
But they're laying off 9,000 of their domestic workers and importing another 4,000 foreign workers.
Are they?
That's what they're doing.
Oh my friend, very very well. Good negotiations.
So, I mean, that's a little bit of an indicator when you start seeing big companies like that laying off.
I mean, I'm friends with a industry veteran in the firearm business, and this person's trying to. It should be a laydown to work for any company and having a little trouble getting hired, and that's just one aspect. I mean, in the industry that I come from, it's a little bit weird too. So who knows what's going on?
Well, there's indicators out there if people are looking. Like, I'm going to use Florida, for instance. Like, they're building everywhere. Inventory in Florida is exploding. The problem is the inventory keeps building.
Mhm.
The number keeps going up. That means no
Wow.
one's buying that new shit.
Because all the New Yorkers in New Jersey and
I forgot all the Canadians sold their houses and left Florida. That's why that's happening.
Yeah, they're all going back because they're like they're like, this Florida is beautiful. It's sunny and hot and hurricane. They're like, too bad we can't stay.
And Alligator Alcatraz pissed a bunch of them off.
yeah.
I love that. I love that they're so mad over Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm mad over that too.
Are you?
Why? Because they won't let you stand perimeter?
Well, there's those of us who are veterans, there's a handful of us that are contractors, always, trying to just work when we can. And Eric Prince of the old Blackwater, he and a couple other guys were trying to get some contracts, to actually house the deportees and to escort them to CDOT in El Salvador. I was hoping to get that job. But Governor DeSantis jumped in there, and I'm not mad at him. I'm just jealous. That's a great idea. Other states are doing it. I heard Alabama and Louisiana are both calling the president saying, "Hey, we'd like to set up some of those camps." they're around Fort Bliss for the guys coming in during the Biden administration. Of course, we talked about this on this podcast. The Afghans and the refugees, or the not refugees, but the illegals coming in over the border. There was all kinds of camps in and around Donna Ana and Fort Bliss, and I don't know if they're using those or if they're reopening those to fill them up to go back. But even Alligator Alcatraz can only house 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
If we're trying to get 5 million bad guys out of the country in the next couple of years, 1,000 at a time isn't very many.
No, it's not. They're not removing them at nearly the rate they need to remove them to get them out of here in any timely fashion. And then you got, the Democrats now bitching in every possible way. And now they're trying to say that a removal order is not the same as a warrant. The fucking ain't. It's signed by a judge saying you have to leave this country. That's judicial paperwork, just like any other warrant would be. And they're trying to start the lawfare shit. How can we?
That's like saying the eviction notice isn't real.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Because I know my rights. But I don't know. I know Elon Musk hates that big, beautiful bill, and that tells me a lot. Mm-hmm. And he's only hating on it worse and worse and worse as this goes along, to the point that, you hear about that, where he said that if that bill passes, that the America political party will start the next day. He would start his own political party to compete against Republicans and Democrats.
I mean, if they support the Second Amendment, I'm in.
Yeah, and we'll have to see.
And you gotta agree with him. I mean, if we don't cut this spending, and there's a lot of stupid spending still in this bill, but if we don't cut this spending, we're really cutting the throats of our children and our grandchildren. We really are. We're there, and I don't think people understand if we don't address the debt, the national debt, there's not going to be an America. We're going to collapse. That's how the Soviet Union collapsed, is economically. We didn't win. We won the Cold War, but we won it economically, not through military.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. We outspent them. That was it.
Hey, Sue, is it true that they bumped up the military budget to $1 billion? Or excuse me, a trillion. Sorry, let me put a T in there.
I haven't seen it yet. I started to play around with it a little bit, but again, Donnie, you're down there in Texas, and Chris is there with you. I'm trying to get out of that mess with all the contracting and everything. Usually, that's what I did as a consultant. I would pull down the defense budget, and I would pick out the stuff that pertained to small arms, night vision, and ammunition. And I haven't done this year. But it's all public knowledge, so it should be there.
It's all public record. Yeah, of course.
The one that's interesting to me is they said that in this bill there's going to be $50 billion for the what they're going to call the Golden Dome, which is
for the air defense shit for here.
The new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing Israel has, the Iron Dome, but Trump's calling it the Golden Dome.
But for more ballistic
$50 billion. And remember, the military has 2 years to spend that. 2 years after October 1st. So $50 billion is a lot of money.
It is. Yeah. A shitload of money.
I could put new tires in my truck for that.
New tires on my truck. Opie says the military hasn't passed an audit in how long? Fucking ever. Not ever.
Yeah. Well, and it would surprise me after last week's podcast. It seems that we could get, that $8 billion over 10 years, or we could put $2 billion somewhere in there for all those veterans who, can't do 20 years because they're medicaled out. They deserve that $1,400 a month.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That's why I had those guys on to talk about that last week. And Joe, you're absolutely right. Really, I mean, that's kind of the problem. Yeah, how do you cut spending when it's two heads of the same snake? It's just two sides of the
Well,
same team. Really.
Senator Blackburn, what's her name, Marcia, I think. Anyway, the female senator from Tennessee, she tried to put an amendment on this bill in the Senate that said nobody, there's a 90-day stay on payments for anybody on Medicaid, and they would have to prove that they're citizens. And the parliamentarian did not allow that in there.
No.
So that's too easy right there. Why are we giving anything out of Medicaid or Social Security to illegal aliens? It doesn't make sense.
No. Well, if they're getting anything through Social Security, it means two things: that they're here illegally, and then they committed the crime of identity theft by stealing the Social Security number of an American someplace. That's the only way you get Social Security, is to have a Social Security number, and you cannot get one as an illegal immigrant in this country. That means they stole a number from somebody else.
Absolutely.
Is what that means.
Yeah, and then Elon Musk's Doge team, they had they had how many millions and millions of dollars that are just disappearing out of Social Security for people that are 200 years old. And
yeah, they had them up to, was it 150?
180. 180.
There's people 180 years old. There's one person in that category. But
I mean, I plan on living that long. What about you?
Yeah. I'm gonna be right in there on that.
So, Guy, looks like we're having a good time in Texas. We're not having a good time in Texas, are we?
All right.
It's all right. We're comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hot. It's work, but it's, I mean, not like we're doing any of it. I mean,
we're supervising. It's an important
that's what you
job.
call it.
It's a very important job.
Doing a lot of observation.
Learning.
Yeah. So we're
there's some good what we can.
There's some great guys here that are working hard. I mean, and so they're the ones that are out there working and working their asses off.
Yeah, super.
I mean, they really are. It's impressive to watch them go. They do not fuck around.
There's a whole new respect for people that do infrastructure in this country. Yeah. How difficult that work is, and young generation. These guys are young bucks.
Yeah,
man. They're all in their early 20s, and
any of the men with gray in their beards aren't running with them. You ain't running with them either. You damn sure ain't running with them right now.
Watch me.
Yeah,
watch me. Yeah, watch me.
You're gonna look like that kid.
What we need to do.
I'm not no ordinary man, dude. That's what I'm saying. You don't even know.
Our generation needs to make Congress go back for the people. And who remembers? I found this on LinkedIn. Some people were talking about it. Who remembers the Congressional Reform Act of 2017? Okay, that's basically during Trump's first term. They were talking about Congress. It's going to have to be an amendment to the Constitution, I think, as well as term limits. But
term limits, goddamn sure should be.
This is why nobody in Congress or the senators don't want anything to do with it.
Oh wow, they're never going to pass a bill like that.
It's called the highlights is just to touch the wave tops of it. There's no tenure, no pension. A congressman or woman collects a salary while in office, and they don't receive any other pay once they leave. Right? They have to go on Social Security. They don't get a separate retirement. Congressmen don't. After 4 years, they don't have to. They have a separate retirement and a TSP program that really is unfair.
Well, just like senators get their pay for life.
Yeah, all their pay is
for one term.
Yeah, and then they need to purchase their, like all other Americans, like with an IRA or thing, they need to purchase a retirement program. They're allowed to do that. They can't. This is still part of the Congressional Reform Act. No pay raises at all. Congress can't vote for them a pay raise, and the pay will be adjusted by 3% annually. And
yep.
And then we take them off their health care. They have a separate health care program. So we need to take them off of that.
They can use what everybody else has to use.
We should.
And then,
what do you think?
Oh, no,
we'd win. We'd probably win. I mean,
no.
I might not.
Anyway, so
just saying.
Me neither.
So once this bill passes, I think that should be on the first thing on next year's agenda is term limits and the Congressional Reform Act. Let's make congressmen Uh, you know,
It'll never happen.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of pressure you think we could
serving to the people. Serving to the people. That's
but
what
they're not serving to the people. We know they're not serving to the people.
100%.
We know that they are self-serving. That's what they're there for. Because, you know, people that run for political office, that's a red flag to start with. That means they want power. All right. I mean, that's what they want. They want the power because then the money will follow. And it's just like anybody who wants a management position or anybody who wants, I used to see it all the time in industrial construction where guys would come on a job and be like, oh, I don't want to be no foreman. I'm never going to be no foreman. That's the guy that wants to be a foreman on the job worse than anybody out there.
Yeah, big time.
It's you could just see it. And so it's just a red flag for me when I see people who want power or authority. That's a.
I mean, I would run for the title of warlord. That's more appealing.
Well, that's one you don't have to run for. That's the good thing about it.
I know that.
And
just trying to
well, the day's coming. Warlord will be in vogue again. You know, I think, you know,
I shall be
in
the
our
king
lifetime,
in my area.
I'm going to be a warlord. I will be a benevolent warlord.
What,
I will be a
firm,
warlord.
but benevolent.
Benevolent.
And so we both will. We'll have an interconnected group of warlords.
We have a group of warlords.
Some feudal shit.
Yes, some feudal warlords.
Feudal shit. Vikings.
I think it'll come back into vogue.
So, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, what about University of Pennsylvania? Taking Riley Gaines must be doing flips right now because all of those records set by the male swimmers or the transgender swimmers and the transgender track and field.
Yep.
They're all null and void. They pulled all of them.
Yep.
All of them.
And the
then they
runner-up
apologized. They apologized to the women, the female athletes.
Yep.
Harvard did not. Harvard did not do that.
No.
So I think we need to, I think Congress needs to defund Harvard. No more money from the taxpayer going to Ivy League schools like Harvard and Columbia that don't want to recognize that, Title IX is set up for females to have their own sports and their own locker rooms and everything like that. Men should not be going in there.
No,
absolutely not.
No, absolutely. It's bizarro world that shit even went down. And so they yanked all the titles that were awarded to the, I started to call it a tea bag. Well, the swimming thing got me. It was, it was in the water, but goes to the runner up. So whoever he beat, that was actually the female winner, that so gets the awards now. And so that's going to change some stuff for a couple of these girls, but a lot of them are out of it now. So
yeah, that guy had set 45 records. 45.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's easy to do it when you're a dude competing against the girls.
You got a nutsack and testosterone, dude.
You got shoulders as wide as his.
Facial hair.
He had 6 more inches. He had 6 inches of reach on every one of them, just that much more in the water on each paddle, And his hands are probably twice the size of theirs.
And he compared to other men, he's probably a wuss.
Well, he was obviously because this is what he had to do to win one.
Man.
You know what I mean? And
really, like people actually really think that's okay. Oh, yeah, that's no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you heard Michelle Obama. They say that
who, Mike? Big Mike?
Yeah, Big Mike. That giving birth was the least. Oh, how she put it? The least like important thing of the female reproductive system.
Isn't the birth of your daughters? I know for me, it's one of the most magical, perfect, happy, incredible moments of my life.
Absolutely.
Watching, you know what I mean? And how can you say something like that? It's just insane, dude. There's just no more of a bonding moment than that. I mean,
I
don't know. It's crazy. Pretty crazy.
Well, and that kind of, like we were saying, the craziness of this world at the moment,
Well, it's just people aren't hiring like they should. I mean, there's a little bit of people are apprehensive now. In my previous industry that I was in was the extremely wealthy, and the extremely wealthy always have money. So we've always been able to weather
the storms,
08 and so forth. But even that's a little bit weird right now. So I don't know if somebody knows something we don't, which is weird because we know a lot of shit.
Well,
I'm just saying. Yeah, we do. We're connected.
And but yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't know either, man. What do you think, Sue? Sue just wants to kill them all and let God sort them out.
I think last week was an incredible week politically. everything ever since that raid on Iran and taking away their nuclear program, it seems like everything else. You think that would be something that people would talk about for a month,
Yeah.
But that's what I love about this administration. I mean, he's been in there going on 6 months now.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best start I've ever seen in my lifetime of any president.
Yeah.
Just keeping promises and keeping things that are
But
aligned
not to the media.
Well, but he's also doing some shit like, why is he lifting sanctions on any Russians right now?
Yeah.
And he just did.
He's a Russian agent.
No. I mean, so there is a reason to it. Yeah. So the sanctions, the companies that were sanctioned were only sanctions because of ties to Syria. We pulled out of Syria, and so he's like, there's no reason for me to hold sanctions on these people. I want to take them off now. So, all right, I get that. It's not like he's lifting them on, the ones from Ukraine and shit.
He's only intensified the war in Ukraine.
Oh,
he's not, they haven't, in my opinion, Russia hasn't shown any good faith. Look, I dig the Russian people, most of them. The Russians I've known and met, just human beings like we are, and same wants and needs that we have. However, the Putin guys, he's just a freaking nut job. He's a fucking idiot, dude. Yeah. He's insane. Did you watch that interview with Tucker?
Yeah.
He's spouting off shit from like 500 years ago, like middle-aged shit. Like, seriously, dude?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Anyways,
he's crazy.
Yeah, but in just last week alone, you had the Iranian nuclear program took all their leverage away.
Yeah,
I was very proud. He's been. We need a president to do that since 1979.
Didn't they say we didn't do damage?
They're trying to say we did.
They didn't really stop the program.
And this right here,
the one that everybody seems to just forget about real quick is a 30-year war with Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo is over, and even the Democrats are like, well, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it happened. He had the presidents of both companies from both countries in the White House, for God's sake. Really? They were right there, and the people are still trying to deny it. And then you had all those Supreme Court decisions that came down this week. They're just incredible. So deportation's back in vogue. All the stuff of Title IX is going great again. Everything that he's keeping all of his promises. I just think that the one that got me was the survey they did talking about American patriotism. Right?
Yeah, and they're trying to say
95% of the Republicans are very patriotic, and but only 82% of the whole country is patriotic because the Democrat. It seems like if we're not going towards socialism, then the guys who want socialism, which is just the beginning of communism, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They fight everything. And I don't care if this administration cured cancer, they would all be mad that they put so many doctors out of work.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
What's going on?
Well, I mean, even what's your name? Crazy ass Warren. She said JFK, if he does what he wants to do, he's going to put vaccine companies out of business.
Yeah.
First, number one, do you really believe you're going to put a pharmaceutical company out of business?
No, dude.
Like, I mean, with even if you did it with intent, no, you're not. They got too much money. That's not happening.
I mean, they made so much money on COVID, dude. They'd be good for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. With Musk hiding, well, bullshit. That's a good call. What is the feud hiding with Musk? Who knows?
It's it's the cities that cause all this. You go to rural parts in America, any place, whether it's up in the mountains of Appalachia or it's in the outer banks of the Carolinas or wherever, west in Colorado, Wyoming, people just. They're cool, dude. They're working hard. They're trying to get shit done. And
most of them are.
It's the cities that have lost their mind. It's the people in too much proximity, dude. That's what I think.
Well, and I caught bits and pieces of the press conference down there in Alligator Alcatraz, and one reporter got up and said, "Hey, the whole reason the whole reason we have this problem is Mayorkas basically lied and
He did lie.
closed down the border. And he asked the same question, and it's finally reporters are starting to ask it. When are we going to arrest him? He was not given a pardon. When are we going to charge him? When are we going to hold him accountable? Right?
Yeah.
And I've been saying that about everybody. Wants to pat Pam Bondi on the back, and everybody thinks that Cash Patel's okay, and all this kind of stuff, and the FBI is all clean and good again. Okay, where's the accountability? Where are the people in jail?
Yeah.
What about all those people that I mean, I don't want to do tit for tat. I'm still kind of upset. All those people that were there during January 6th. The FBI went out and found them again off of facial recognition and raided their homes and put them in jail for 2 or 3 years. No charges, no nothing. They finally got out of jail. Thank God for that. But okay, where's the accountability for all these people that blatantly broke the law in the last 4 years? Why aren't they in jail yet? And why don't we know anything about the assassin from Butler?
Yeah.
Or Pennsylvania, or that one that attempt down in Mar-a-Lago. Why doesn't the FBI just come forth and be honest with the American people and let us know what's going on?
Because I think that the dirt is spread far and wide.
Yeah.
I think, and that's why. And I think that, and I firmly believe you could call it whatever the fuck you want, deep state. I'll just call it the CIA. I believe that they at some point probably reached out and they were like, yeah, you might not want to do that on certain things. And I think that message gets delivered in a way that you can't say no to it. So I believe that firmly. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but the CIA is the worst thing that ever happened to this planet. Like, I mean, it really is. It's caused more death and destruction than anything else. And I've never been a fan of them.
And I'm totally agreeing with you. We were in Afghanistan for 20 years, and we were supposed to. I mean, we owned the country where 90% of the opioids come from.
Yeah,
opium comes from, and it never slowed down. Matter of fact, it increased.
It did increase.
Not a bit. Yeah, funny.
So,
yeah.
And I know for a fact the CIA is all behind that, getting that, basically helping criminals and the international criminal network so they could have a black side fund that they don't have to,
Yep.
They don't have to report any of that money to the CBAO. Everybody
you
else.
remember the Sandinistas and that whole fucking bag that went down. That right there's a classic example of how they operate.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to stand up this cocaine smuggler. We're going to back this guy. We're going to let him fly all the cocaine he wants as long as he flies our guns in, and drops them off first.
I mean, they've been playing 3D,
like, come on.
3D chess for a while.
And that was all black money. Every bit of that was black money, and that was just one example of something that they caught, and nothing happened. Ollie North up there on trial, all that shit, and nothing happened.
I think people ever really stop to think that so much is just crooked and corrupt. And beyond what people even think at all kinds of levels.
The propaganda that is pushed out today, and if you watch any mainstream media, I don't care what branch or fucking channel or whatever, you're getting propaganda. And with AI being at the level it's at now, it's only going to get more intense. I used to say, look, someday they will have the ability to manufacture evidence, to have you on video or audio doing or saying whatever it is they want to accuse you of. That only someone who does forensic video analysis can break it down and say, no, this is actually AI.
Well,
which they will probably have a way that you can't do that, when this time comes. They'll outlaw that or some shit,
Look what they've done with Bigfoot lately. What a travesty.
Hey, his vlog is booming,
Bigfoot's funny as shit.
Bigfoot's, he's all the rage.
But all joking aside, I mean, it's insane. And what we are able to access and work as average consumers, imagine what at a military or CIA or, intelligence level.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. Croc rock.
This might not be me. This might be AI.
Yes. Mom, this isn't real.
Glitch.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick second. I want to run Steph's promo because we're going to have her on the show soon. And I want to make sure you guys have all checked out
Everybody loves Steph.
Rebuilding Hollers.
Rebuilding Hollers.
Join Stephanie Johnson, founder of the Rebuilding Hollers Foundation, on Rebuilding Hollers, Come Hell or High Waters, a podcast that celebrates the unyielding spirit of Western North Carolina's recovery after Hurricane Helene. From the hollers of Yancey and Mitchell counties, Stephanie brings you powerful stories of resilience, community, and hope as mountain families, volunteers, and local heroes rebuild homes, businesses, and lives. Each episode dives into the heart of this 501c3 nonprofit's mission, from delivering critical supplies to constructing new futures. Hear from neighbors, clearing paths, families overcoming loss, and the Appalachian grit that defies any storm. With Stephanie's heartfelt storytelling, Rebuilding Hollers, Come Hell or High Waters invites you to witness the power of unity and discover how you can support the journey. Tune in Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube to feel the mountains and join the mission. Come Hell or High Waters. Subscribe now and visit rebuildinghollers.org to get involved.
Sorry, I was typing a reply in the comments and got caught off guard.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Is quite impressive, actually.
Yeah. I can do that actually sometimes on occasion. Yeah. So check out Steph. Check out the website. What they're doing up in North Carolina is awesome work. And like since the hurricane hit, this is all she's done, working for her community. And all through donation. And she's got to the point now they're building houses for people. They're putting homes back up. Yeah. So what she's doing is really fantastic.
Yeah, Steph's a badass. Dude.
And she, she ain't making money from it. I'll tell you that right now. So she was not making money from it. So check them out. We'll have her on the show here soon. So, Sue, you're earlier when you mentioned DRC, the war finally being over. Do you keep track of Africa much?
Well, I was because again I had put my resume out there trying to put my toe back in the water, and I speak French. That's Congo is a French-speaking country. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to go down there and help do site security and be a security advisor for mostly oil field and rare earth mineral companies.
And in Congo?
Yeah, in Congo.
Them fuckers, security for oil rigs in Congo ain't got a long life expectancy, man. That's a pretty short combat life expectancy right there.
Well, there's a lot of rare earth metals. There's a lot of there's a lot of natural gas there, and I was just going to go down there and do my thing, make big money, so I could come back here and goof off. And Emery and I were supposed to go around the country and skydive and talk about all the small towns and everything, and with all the history.
About it.
He's still trying to get that going.
Vlog that, man. That dude, I'd produce that.
Well, the only reason I was asking is so there's like a movement moving across Africa right now, and this ain't priced into the markets nowhere, fucking nothing yet, but it's fixing to be. And it's basically resource nationalization.
Yes.
They're wanting to take back their natural resources. So like Burkina Faso, nationalized their gold mines. They arrested 5 foreign heads of various gold mining interests that were operating in there. They did a forensic accounting of the seized records, and found out that the mines were lying to them to the tune of 99%. They were getting 1% of what was mined reported to them and paid for. And that the mines were also like inflating the labor rates of what was being paid in wages to the locals, saying they were paying them many, many tens of millions more per month than they were actually paying them, to take that as a tax credit. So Captain Traoré, the guy who's running Burkina Faso right now, is doing some pretty interesting things. He did that, and he nationalized his mines. He's also building a massive irrigation canal across Burkina Faso. He's building it faster than they anticipated him to build it, and he's building it without any loans from any Western interests at all. He's doing this completely domestically. So now he has announced a gold-backed state currency, a purely gold-backed state currency. And that's coming out shortly. And then him and the president of Mali and the president of, I forget who's just to the right of Burkina Faso at the moment, I can't remember, but they all got together and did an announcement saying they were going to release a new national anthem for a new African nation. The three are talking about becoming one African nation. So it'll be Mali, Burkina Faso, and I can't forget who's on the other side. And so that's happening. And what Traoré is doing, and the fact that he put his rebels down, his civil war is over now. All the Islamists there have been, they turned themselves in. They basically surrendered to the state, and the state is putting them to work in the field. You know, instead of putting them in prison, they're putting them out there growing shit. Then Botswana came out and announced. So you're going to see a massive change in gold price, I have a feeling, here shortly, because it's going to be interesting to see what the African nations do production-wise and how that's going to impact things, because they were getting screwed. So who knows what they're going to be able to do.
I think China just discovered a huge deposit of gold.
They did.
Yeah.
And then Botswana just came out and said any diamond mined in Botswana must be cut and polished before it leaves Botswana. Because diamond companies are exporting raw diamonds, and they're getting a fraction, of what retail is in taxes. So that's going to jack up the price of diamonds now considerably.
Now, that's interesting too, because that's kind of what I've been saying, since we started this podcast. In the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, the United States is supposed to use gold and silver, or currency backed by gold and silver. And I know Nixon took us off of that in 1972. I believe that was just an executive order. I don't think there was ever approved by Congress. So to me, that's one way of getting rid of, wiping out the national debt. If we went back to a gold and silver standard, it would just basically change the game completely.
All right. Well, then here's the I don't know how many $1 trillion of questions. Whatever happened to the audit of Fort Knox? What happened to? We're going to go in and look at the gold. We're going to go see it. Whatever happened to that? And this time too.
I'm glad you brought that up. That was the same thing I was saying about all these investigations. These assassins and things like that. One of our viewers is like, what was the motivation behind the ambush for those firefighters in Idaho? I don't know. Why do these guys like that? I mean, these things happen.
They're freaking nuts, dude.
And we never learn what the motivation is or why they're doing it. So I guess it doesn't fit their agenda. I don't know.
Well, the only thing I've heard about this guy so far is that he wanted to be a firefighter and for some reason wasn't or couldn't be, and that may have been his case of the ass. Like that's one thing I've heard, is that he wanted to be a firefighter and for some reason he wasn't, though. Because if he wanted to at his age, it shouldn't be too hard, 20 years old, get dressed in the fire academy and somebody will hire you. But
I wanted to be an astronaut, but I'm not blowing up rockets.
I'm not blowing up rockets.
Killing people on the ground. I mean, come on, dude. Maybe they're just nuts, dude.
Well, and it could be that, but the thing about setting up this ambush, all this time he put in to set this ambush, and then you're going to off yourself. He still had ammo and everything.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but look at the guy in Vegas. He did the same thing. I mean, multiple of these shooters just.
all right, there's so much wrong with the Vegas.
The guy, yeah, the whole. That one in Vegas is really the big one. I want to know what.
Oh,
I want to know the truth of that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to open that can of worms.
I don't think we'll ever learn the truth of that one.
Look, I saw. I mean, some people probably saw some of these too, but I saw like most of the crime scene photos from inside the room. Like I had a huge file, and I had just about every photo that was taken inside of that room. And even in the fucking pictures, there were some problems with what they were saying compared to what was in the fucking room and where shit was, all of that. Like there was his fucking wound, like the whole fucking thing. There were issues with it. And so I don't buy the narrative. I also don't buy the narrative of it was just that one cat up there with that many weapons on tripods and that well set up and everything. And then you got the whole security guard that takes a round somehow, you know.
Why was that security guard, or why was the guy that discovered which room he was in, who was a Mexican national, why did the FBI take him to Mexico City and interview him for 5 days before they ever admitted that they were doing that? What was behind all that? So I just that kind of stuff really bothers me when they think that we the people, the American public, we're too stupid to know the truth. You know?
Yeah, like right here, but Patrick's saying this because this is facts. I'll put this up because this is the truth. You know, did you see they tracked the shooter's cell phone using an illegal cell phone data gathering device, kind of like a Stingray but more advanced? Yeah, that is exactly how they found his cell phone. They did a cell phone sweep, which means they gathered everybody's cell phone data in the area, but then they were able to isolate his phone to his location, and that's how they found him. Said some firefighters had asked him to move his vehicle that he was living in. Oh, I wanted to verify, as my husband's told me. I haven't heard that, Miss Schumacher. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, get rid of those pesky bump stocks. Yeah, that's bump stocks. There's so much wrong with that whole fucking thing. And even when it was going down, and I was watching the videos coming out of it, I was just like, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here. So, just like J6. Yeah. Well, then
that guy that blew up the Tesla at the Trump Towers in
him too. Yeah, the one that was already dead when he got there because the Tesla self-drove guy. Yeah,
I never did find out about that either. I never did find it. Even the guys in 10th group don't know what's going on. They're kind of put under a hush, a gag order, if you will. They were told to be quiet if anybody knew him, just to stay out of it, you know. And it's like, oh, don't look over here. We're investigating. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when we think you're ready for it.
This guy supposedly drives his Tesla truck up under the Trump Tower, shoots himself, then detonates the vehicle.
That shit could happen, dog. Let me draw. You got some paper? I'll draw that out for you.
Like how he shot himself. You guys are they suppose what was it? 50 Desert Eagle? Isn't that what he had?
Yeah, of all pistols.
That's right. All right. So where did that round go?
It's bulletproof and stuck in the Tesla.
So all right.
Uh-huh.
I see. You shoot yourself, then you set off. I mean, why are you going to shoot yourself if you're setting off a fucking car bomb? I mean, it wasn't much of a bomb, but thankfully.
Well, and I was just 60 miles away. We were Emery and I were at Rawson's house on our way to SHOT Show. And matter of fact, that was going to, you know how I put those crazy voicemails out there and everything.
Yeah.
And I had told everybody that we had a voicemail, and I was told to take it off, so we had to go with a different one. But we made up a voicemail where we had to stop by the rent-a-car place and get rid of this Tesla truck that we're driving, and we're sitting here at the fireworks stand, but Rawson's over there buying snakes and sparklers. He doesn't get it.
Snakes and sparklers.
He might be one of the best pistol shooters on earth, but he don't get it.
He's getting snakes and sparklers for our Tesla for Vegas. Yeah.
Snakes and sparklers.
Hey,
And rosin too. It just
in my country.
it's in my country.
That's what they do.
Very special deal for my friend. Yeah. Oh man. So you think Iran's done? You think Iran's officially tossed the towel in?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I guarantee you, they're planning something. So
Think about that.
They always planning something. They've been planning something for 50 years.
that's something that kind of fell off the radar too, and that's why I kind of brought up at the beginning of this. It was such a busy week last week, and don't get me wrong, I love that we don't have time to, pat ourselves on the backs or throw a party about the success, because the next day is another one, then another one, then another one. But what falls through the cracks is all the details. So it got brought up right after the bombing, and Israel and Iran called a ceasefire. It got brought up. Okay, how many sleeper cells do we have here in the United States? And then the next day, we didn't hear about it because we're too busy celebrating. The Supreme Court made a great decision for Trump.
Yeah.
People's attention spans, and technology's doing it. It's making them shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And I think it's kind of deliberate, because, why are you trying to keep everything to a 2-minute format or a 30-second format or this kind of thing? Like,
we're attention span. People's attention span has shrunk. Like on YouTube,
and that's what I'm saying. I think it's deliberate.
If you do a video over 6 minutes, it's got to be really, really engaging. Yeah. Everybody's gonna watch it. But got shit to do.
Like, nobody's gonna watch this shit,
dude.
But so the sleeper cells in the United States, I think that they're going to plan something, and we're gonna see something. It's gonna hit us if we're not vigilant. So
what do you think about all the July 4th chatter?
Yeah. The July 4th thing is I might go shoot some stuff shoot some fireworks. That's Carl Erickson's favorite holiday. Mine too.
Oh, right. He is doing it this year.
Yeah, he is. He's doing it this year. Yeah.
Yeah. The mountain, the hill.
TCL. I'm working on it. Look, all right, but I got this other thing too happening. So. But tomorrow I'm going to take some time out for doing that other thing to go do the book thing. I'll be here for several hours working.
Yeah, I've been occupying a lot of his time.
Yeah, so. It's all right though. We just, this company was, me and Diane talked about doing this for years. We did. We talked about doing it for years, for like 3 years. We were talking about this, and then we did it, and it's just kind of cool because right here together, the company thing. It's kind of the first time, so it's pretty cool.
We take care of our own.
Yeah. And we hired another guy who's going to be a permanent employee. We kind of set that deal up tonight.
He's a badass.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's one of us.
One of us. You guys some of you might get to meet him. Yeah. He'll be in and around places.
He's a little shy.
And so it's kind of cool being out here and doing this, and we've got some great guys that are out here working with us. We're getting a lot of work done. Watching them work, watching the pace these dudes move at is really
and it's hot.
Impressive too.
Good Lord, it's hot.
Lord,
people in Florida like, damn, it's hot out there. Yeah, it's just different heat.
Yeah, and but just watching them go and watching them move. I got my nephew out here. He's working for us. 19-year-old. Everything in the world's new to him, and I love him to death. So I like having him around.
He was raised by wolves.
He was it wasn't a wolf. It was never mind. Closer, and so he's getting some real world experience that he really needs.
He's a good kid, man.
He really is.
He is like the blue nun, innocent and shit. So
yeah, he really is.
Not jokes. He likes those still.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Oh God.
In further news today.
Yeah. A different heat. Yeah. It is a different heat.
It is a different heat. It's not really a dry heat, but it's not really Florida.
Yeah, it's not Florida heat.
It's like the Diet Coke of Florida.
Yeah, yeah. I'd call that. I'd call it the Diet
Florida
Coke.
Light.
Yeah, Florida Light.
I tell you what.
Everything might be bigger in Texas, but it's fucking hotter in Florida.
These mother bunkers out here, dude, have more Mexican restaurants than I've ever seen in my life. Like we drove 16 minutes until 14 Mexican restaurants, dude. How many ways can you make a taco, dude?
Yeah.
No, that's good though, isn't it?
Patrick, dude, rock on, man. Keep flying the flag. That's badass, bro. I appreciate that. Making the crew listen to it, driving to and from work. Fuck yeah. That's it.
Try that Angery American cult, ain't you, boy?
Hell yeah.
No, it's cool though. I mean, getting to see, live in different places for a while and meet
moving
meet
around
new
here.
people, explore
Yeah.
strange new civilizations.
Yeah, you guys are like worse than frat boys. They've had 3 Airbnbs in 3 weeks.
Oh, this one's pretty badass.
This one's nice though.
Yeah,
We're gonna keep this.
It's got electronic toilets.
Yeah,
And the dryer hits your TV when your shit's done.
yeah. Like even the
When your
microwave
says, "Hey,
shows up on the TV and says, "Food's ready."
Get your shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's great. It's all
Yeah, it's a cool house.
Yeah,
and it's
pretty cool.
it's a 5-bedroom house.
Yeah, man. I
which
appreciate
is,
it. Digital Dawn.
Digital Dawn. So a 5-bedroom house, and that's what we have up here is 5 dudes, so it's perfect. Nobody's sleeping on the couch or any bullshit like that. So.
Yeah, not this time.
Not this time. Yeah.
Most of Airbnb. I tell you what, man, you guys should always try to use Airbnbs because those people, they put a lot into that, man. It's their property, their life. I mean, there's a lot of big companies, but I think the majority of it, unique properties you can go to. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's a source of income for these people. So, we always try to be really good stewards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They do put a lot into it. And I love Airbnbs. And remember, in your Airbnb at night, turn the lights out, you can sweep the house with your nods to see if there's any IR cameras anywhere. Just a piece of advice.
The OnlyFans version.
Well, that's what I sweep every fucking house that me and Mel stay in. I sweep it for transmitters.
For bugs.
I sweep it for transmitters and I sweep it for cameras. I've
I've
got this shit. I know how to do it. So fuck it. I just turn it on. I look through very specific bandwidths, and if there's nothing in those bandwidths, then I don't worry about it. And if there is, then I fucking find it.
Dude, I didn't have to show him how to use toilets because all you do is my hand went by it. I wasn't even using it. Went whoosh, and a light lit up. I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool."
I remember
an Airbnb.
I remember decades ago when I first got into electrical work. This had been in the 90s. We would joke.
Black and white era.
We would, black and white, yeah. We would joke about someday we'll be wiring toilets too. Like it was a joke.
Yeah.
We did said it as a joke.
Freaking TV in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I know there's a goddamn TV in the fridge. Come
on now.
I think, this.
See, it's what I've done for a living. Yeah. So this is all my shit, dude. He's all, the Illuminati are communicating through your
That's not what I fucking said.
Yeah, you are, bitch.
I did not say anything like that.
Roll with it. Who cares? Run around naked. They already know anyways.
Well,
nobody wants to see
I
that
can make
shit.
it easy for them.
Nobody wants to see that.
I know nobody wants to see it.
Oh,
that's why I keep it covered.
We have contrasting views on that. Let's just say, but as we should.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If we agreed on everything,
it wouldn't be no fun at all.
We wouldn't love each other.
No, it wouldn't be no fucking fun at all.
You do love me, don't you?
Oh, of course I do.
All right, just making sure. I'm very insecure. I always have to ask you.
Well, yeah, we did all this because I can't fucking stand your ass.
Please.
I've got that much rope out right now because I fucking hate you.
I'm wonderful to hang out with, dude. Come on, admit it.
You are a wonder to hang out with.
And warm.
Well, what are you guys doing for the 4th of July?
Fucking working.
Yeah.
It's a Friday.
I'm gonna go pop up some caps in the yard out of my gat.
Well, that is the kind of neighborhood. Well,
it's Texas. I put my cowboy hat on, dude.
Do it with your cowboy hat on. Yeah, there you go. They won't even look at you twice then.
Yeah.
But if you ain't wearing it, you're going to fucking jail.
Texas people roll their eyes at that.
My tiny SA Ultra at an Airbnb and found a camera that was hidden.
What?
And it turned into a big deal where we got our money refunded and the people got in trouble. Yeah, Patrick. Fuck yeah. Is that same one?
Nobody wants
that same SA? That's awesome, bro.
Anyways, dude, come on.
That's fucking awesome. And just missed the days when a two-way radio didn't have an IP address. Yeah, Battle Dome. Ain't that the fucking truth? Or a MAC address? A fucking IP address I could deal with because there's a lot of shit we can do with that. But a MAC address, god damn it, you know.
Do people know what a MAC address is? That's the identifying address to identify various different pieces of electronics, like a laptop or a hard drive, or or the drive in a DVD player. I mean, a multitude of things that you have.
It's a device address, everything, device-specific address.
Even like headphones and shit have a MAC address because it goes on to Bluetooth, which goes on to the so it's all interconnected. Everything. That's what that is. An IP address is awesome, what your device, where the internet lands.
This makes me happy because I gifted him he used a tiny SA. It's a small spectrum analyzer, and I gifted him one. I gave it to him as a gift.
To
the guy that found the camera, that found the hidden camera.
Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick 7. He's one of my boys on Instagram. There's
Mom.
Mom.
$100,000. Oh, Mama. What's up, Mama?
Oh, geez. He's 2 weeks. Damn it, man. Your cameras came in, by the way. When I get home, I'll come fix that.
You got to have cameras, man.
Her house. We've got someone there. So, anyway. Well, Sue, who do we got here?
The dogs were barking. I hope they didn't interrupt you guys.
Never even heard them. I didn't hear them. Shit. But then I'm half deaf. So, but I was going to say, what kind of pearls of wisdom you want to lay on them for the night?
Just stay vigilant. Remember, we have those Iranian sleeper cells. So, if you're going to a big public venue, be aware of your surroundings. So, I want to wish everybody a great Independence Day, and this is 249th birthday. Next year is our 250th.
Does he have a Social Security number?
I'm already mad at my son. My son wants to get married. Him and his wife, or him and his fiance, want to get married in Italy next year.
Oh God!
What are you doing to me? Why are we going to Italy for the 250th? So remember 1976. It wasn't that big of a party because North Vietnam had just changed Saigon to Ho Chi Minh City. And Nixon had just resigned, and Ford gave him a pardon. And then this idiot from Georgia named Jimmy Carter started running for president, and like, nobody's going to vote for a peanut farmer. Boy, were we wrong.
Boy.
So our 200th birthday wasn't the greatest, but I've been waiting for this next year's party for 50 years. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, hell yeah. Donnie, what kind of wisdom you want to leave him with tonight, man?
Don't eat yellow snow.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Look both ways for you across the street, man. Always remember.
No, I mean something entirely different.
I'm just out here trying my best to get my
you're doing everything you can, man. Like it's amazing to see what you can do, honestly, compared to where you were. Watching them direct traffic is fucking hilarious, though. T-Rex.
Throw me a fish. No, dude, I got it. This arms is a rotation. Oh man, it's good. I'm coming back. I'm gonna be stronger, better, faster.
And yes, Amanda and Chad, next year is also, more importantly, the 250th Marine Corps year.
Mm-hmm.
So in November. So the 250th anniversary is what I meant to say, which is also my anniversary. So no, in November, yeah, November 10th. Yep. I don't have my glasses on. I was trying to read it, and so that's our anniversary, and this year will be 35.
You know.
Yep. 35 years.
You deserve a fucking medal.
I know. I should actually. I'm waiting on the popes to anoint my
saint. I'm just waiting on my saint. Fucking sainthood and shit. You kind of got the beard.
You only got to execute one miracle to become a saint.
Well, put on robes.
Or is it 3? Is it 3 miracles?
Put on robes in the church or whatever. Angry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, just be careful. As always, we're not making predictions or nothing, but just there is a lot of chatter around July 4th, but we don't know who the fuck started that and why it got traction, but it did. So just pay attention.
And Donnie, don't fret. I figured out how old guys that are recovering from medical issues, I figured out how we can get hot bodies again.
You mean we, motherfucker?
I figured out how we can get hot bodies again.
You know we. I'm not old. You're fucking old.
All right. Well, then I'm not going to
Okay.
invite you.
All right. How do you do it?
Cremation, of course.
Hot bodies.
Oh my God, dude, that's some funny shit. Zulu, he broke the mold, brother.
Yeah, they damn sure did.
Good thing you're a national treasure, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what they say about, well, you know, treasure's supposed to be found, right?
Where?
In a fucking hole.
Deep thoughts. By Chris
And on
Weatherby.
that, y'all know the drill. Be good.
Yeah.
Be good at it. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Love you. Thank
do
you.
the things that they tell you to
Thank
do on
you.
YouTube, whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to be that dick, but
Thanks for being our friends.
thanks for being our friends.
Seriously, thank you.
You want to be my friend?
It's hard sometimes.
You want to be pet that dog?
It's hard.
Oh, pet that dog.